Well, hello, Bridge friends. Here we go back again. This is the third Wednesday of 6 sessions. Now, we're going to be off next week. I have this thing called a wedding coming up, right? So you get time off for good behavior. You can kind of get caught up with things that are in your notebook there for the first 2 weeks and also this week. And as I had mentioned before, but I'll say again, is that you can go to the website and look at the videos. It's www.bridgehands.com. 2015.html. And when you get there, you'll see that there's 4 segments for lesson 1 of video, about 30 minutes each, 4 segments for lesson 2. And sometime after I come back from my honeymoon, I'll post this tonight, lesson 3. So you can always go back if you miss one of the lessons, or if you just want to see certain parts of it, that's cool too. So a little bit about our lesson tonight. Let me lower the light for a moment. And so what we're going to do is we're going to be talking about major suit games. Remember, hearts and spades are the majors. And I'll talk a little bit about how many points you get. We'll do a little review and drill and see what we remember. But we want to get a partnership fit. Now, if we don't have a partnership fit in the majors, then we normally say, well, how about no trump? And next week we'll learn about opening in the minor suits. So a fit with partner. Well, to open a heart or a spade, you need a 5-card or longer suit. Can't do it with 4. It used to be 1950s or before, people would open with 4 cards in hearts or spades in the majors. But they found that it was a lot better bidding in terms of finding a game, because if you've got 4 and your partner's only got 3, well, that's 7. And if there's 13 cards in a deck in the suit, that means your opponents have 6, so they may have as many as you. They might have 4 in one hand and 2 in the other. Yes, you want me to speak up?
If it's down to 4 major suit, then you go to no trump.
Yeah, so normally if we have like 4 and 3 in spades or hearts, we'll say, well, that's not enough to have a fit. We would like it to be a 4-4 fit or a 5-3 fit. So if we don't have that, you're exactly right. We'll play in no trump. And if we have a 4-4 fit in the minors, we'll probably still want to play in no trump, as we'll see a little bit later. Great question. So we, of course, like to take tricks in this game. Bridge is a tricky game. We do it by promotion. If we have a long suit, you can imagine if you had 13 clubs, you could take 13 tricks. If you had ace, king, queen, and 3 others, 6, you probably take all 6 tricks if that suit you have is trump, because unless somebody has jack and 3 others, they'd have to have 4 against you. And if you have 6 in a suit, how many does that leave in the rest of the suit? 7. And if there's 7 and there's 3 players, on average, what would you think they would have? Each would have about 2 or 3, right? Not likely someone has jack 4th. So, yeah, if we can promote a suit, that's fine. We're going to find out about the power of trump. You know, if you have no cards in the suit that the opponents led the ace in, the ace doesn't win a trick, because if you have trump, you just say, sorry, you know, my trump trick will beat your ace, or similarly. And finesses, we'll go into those in a little bit. Now, when we're in a no trump contract like we were last week, we want to take our tricks before they take theirs. And that is, we want to win the race. We want to promote our cards. Like you said, maybe we have 4-4 in a minor or something like that, or 4-3 in a major. We want to go ahead and promote ours before they promote their suit. They will try to win also. So in no trumps, we think about how many tricks can we take right away. We count our winners. When it comes to a suit contract, as we'll see, we want to know how many losers we have. We'll get into this. Don't have to memorize it now. I'm just giving you a little prelude is what we're going to get. So, okay, here's we go. And I think, is this turned on? No, I guess it's not turned on yet. 1, 2, 3, we're off. Okay, introduction. We're on slide 1, just to Jamie, if you're not sure where we're at, but to do that. We talked about where the lessons are at. This is major suits, and we're going to be doing a little review, and here we go. Oh, expectations. Do we have any new expectations this week? I always like to say, do you have anything new in terms of your expectations that we cover? Anybody? What's that?
Keep learning.
Keep learning. Amen. That's what it's all about. Keep learning. Okay, so we talked about HCP. Does anybody remember what HCP stands for? High card points. Thank you, Lynn. Yes. And so high card points. And we also, if we have a long suit, we evaluate our hand based upon if we have a lot of cards in one suit. That has extra. We talked about promotion. We talked just a little bit about ruffing and trumping, but this is what we're going to learn about tonight. So finessing also. We like to make game contracts. We get extra points. We get game bonuses. In a moment, I'll review what those numbers are if you don't remember. And how many high card points do you think it takes to make a game in 3 no trump or 4 hearts or 4 spades? Anybody remember how many points is required? 26, very good. 25 is what a lot of people do these days, but 26 you feel pretty good. You want to have a fit with partner if it's in a major suit. 5 and 3 of the suit, hearts or spades, or 4 and 4. You want to have 8 cards in that major suit. But 26 between you and your partner, 26 points. Not you. Boy, if it took 26 for just one person, yikes. It may not happen the whole night long. So, yes. Well, think about it. On average, you'll have about 20 points if there's 40. I mean, any hand you should be able to have 20. But normally there's some more high card points to one side or another. And if you've got about 2/3 of the points in the deck, about 26, yeah, you should be able to maybe get some extra tricks, more than just half of them. Half of them would be 6.5, wouldn't it, if there's 13? So that's why when we say we bid 1 club or 1 no trump or whatever, it doesn't mean we're only going to take 1 trick out of 13. It means we take 6 plus 1. We don't start off the bidding by saying, oh, I'll bid 7 clubs. We say 1 club, which means 6 plus 1. It doesn't mean we're going to take all those tricks. We've got a good partner sitting across from it, and we expect them to give us a couple of tricks normally. Because if we've got 15 points, how many points are left in the deck? If there's 40 and we've got 15, how many does that leave? 25? So if it's 25 and there's 3 people, that's about 3 times 8 is 24. So everybody's got about 8 points you would expect. So we expect our partner would have maybe a couple of tricks they could contribute. Maybe an ace and a king or something like that. That'd be 9 points. Okay. All right. And remember the suit ranks? I don't know if you've covered this, Jamie. Clubs, diamonds, hearts, and spades. And we'll talk about what that means. But if you just want to remember, just go alphabetical order. This is the lowest, and this is the highest. The only thing better than a spade is the no trump, which is harder to make a no trump contract or game. If you can't remember the alphabetical way, you can say club feet, diamonds on your hand. Up higher than that, you get to the heart. And if I've got a spade up here, you can remember it that way also. Okay, we'll see what the relevance of that is. Last week, we talked about when we were opening in the no trump contract, it required, well, I don't think I show it yet, is it? We'll see in a moment, 15 to 17 points. And after our partner has opened, the person sitting across from us, when we respond, well, we respond as whether we can get our partner to game. If we can't get it to game, don't bid any higher than you have to. So if your partner's got 15 to 17, and you've got 7 points, that isn't quite enough, is it? 17 plus 7 is 24. So there's no reason for you to bid. In other words, you pass. However, if I have 8 or 9 points and you have opened 15, well, may make it, may not. But if you have 17 points, the higher end of your no trump range, and I have 8 or 9 points, then that's enough for a game, 25, 26 points. So then we would invite when we have an 8 or 9 point. 0 to 7, we pass. 8 or 9, we invite. If we got 10 points or more and our partner's got 15 or more, we know we've got enough for game. So it would go like 1 no trump, 3 no trump. Later on, we'll start looking for these fits in the major suits. But right now, we just think of we either pass, invite, or go to game based upon those 3 values. Yes? If you go 2 no trump, let's say you have maybe 17 points. and I've got 10, if I go 2 no trump, you'll accept because you'll say, I'm at the high end. If he's inviting me, I've got the maximum, I'll accept. But if you have 15 points and I have 10, and I say I invite with 10, and you'll say, no, I've only got 15. I'm at the low end, so I won't take it. Come on in. Hi, there they are. Good to see the downs here. Good to have you. So, yeah, you would probably pass then. You don't want to pass if you know you've got a game. You just don't want to miss that 300 or 500 point bonus. Okay, so looking forward, high card points, remember? Aces, 4. Kings are worth 3. Queens are worth 2. Jacks, I don't know. Maybe they're worth 1 or maybe they're worth nothing. If you've got Jack and 2 others, I don't know if it's going to take a trick. The ace, king, and queen will probably clobber it. But if your partner bid the suit, then I give the Jack its full value. But I'm kind of not too strong on Jacks. If I get some other high card points in my hand, like a king, queen, and a Jack, sure, I'll give it points. But if it's a lonely Jack, I don't think so much. Okay, we talked about promotion. When we have more than 4 cards in a suit, that means a 5-card suit or longer, then we can get a chance to get some extra tricks. Now, we said we open 1 heart or 1 spade with a 5-card or a longer suit. And opening hand. How many points does it take to open? We talked about high card points. How many points do you think we should have to open in a heart or a spade? 12, yes. Your book will say 13. They like to teach novices 13. But then when you start playing with people in the room, everybody's going to do 12. So I at least like to mention that 12 is what some people use. And not all hands are created equally. Remember, if you got hands with a lot of jacks or queens, it's not as good if you have aces or kings. But yeah, 12 points, we say, I think. Okay, how about this notion of roughing? Does anybody remember anything about roughing or trumping? Yes.
If you're out of a suit,
You're out of a suit.
you can play a trump card, and that would take the suit. Someone else.
You can,
Trump card.
yeah, if nobody else has trump and you play a trump, even a 2, in a suit nobody else has, everybody else is following. You're the only one that is short or void in the suit at this point now. You must follow to the suit when you can, of course. I got some calls today. Somebody didn't always follow suit. That can happen. But we try to follow suit. And if we don't follow suit, then it's called a renege or a revoke. But yeah, once you're out of a suit, you can, like I said earlier, you can beat the opponent's ace or king if you don't have any in that suit. Yes, Peter?
This is probably way beyond where we need to go. But your rough or trump, say a 2 of clubs starting out. But of course, if one of your opponents is also out of suit, they can rough, and they can, and if they play a higher rough play, they take it. Is there any way that you can read or sense that anybody else is out of a suit besides you by the way they bet or anything?
Well, I'm a practical joker, so sometimes when I'm not sure, when I think somebody else may be out, but I'm not sure who, I'll kind of just have some fun. I'll go like my dog would do, but only if they're in a good mood will I do that. But I guess to answer your question, we're talking about now a side suit. We're not talking about the trump suit. We're talking about roughing or trumping in a side suit. And if you have a 7 cards on a side suit and the opponents are leading that suit, it's probably because they want to rough. If you've got an 8-card side suit, man, I see red flags because, why are they leading that suit if I've got 8 in a side suit? It's because one of them wants a rough. So now if I am going to rough and I think somebody behind me who still has yet to play, they might over-rough me, I'm not going to rough with a 2. Maybe if I've got the queen, jack, 10, I'll play the 10. And if they don't have the king or the ace, they can't over-rough me. So I will do it that way. Good question. A great question, in fact. Finessing. Okay, finessing is when we have an opening in our sequence. A little chink in our armor. We don't have ace, king, queen, jack. We just have like the ace, the queen, and the jack. We would like to take 3 tricks with that. We like that our honors are working. They're in the same suit. I mean, wouldn't you like to have ace, king, queen, jack all in the same suit rather than ace in one suit, king in another, queen in another, a jack in another? You'll never get 4 tricks if they're all spread from here to kingdom come. But here you've got 7 points, 4, 5, 6, 7. You'd like to get 3 tricks as though it was ace, king, queen. And the way you do that is you'll play a low card this way. And if the king is down here in this hand, you play to the jack, you won the trick because the king is in front of it. You go back to your hand, rinse, wash, lather, and repeat, and you keep doing it again. So this is where you have the king is in front of you. If the king is behind you on this side, well, you were never going to get the trick anyway. But if you have a 50-50 chance to do a finesse, why not? Now, it doesn't have to be with an ace and a queen, or ace, queen, jack. It could be even something like this, and there's a lot of other combinations. How about the king and the queen? We don't know where the ace is. We play a low card from the hand over here, then this person down here plays. If they have the ace and they play it, fine. Our king and the queen will win the next 2 tricks. If they play low, we win the king. All right, we go back to our hand. We play low to the queen. So when you're missing one like this, there's different combinations where you can do what the French say, a finesse. Okay, that's another way. The game, to get a game bonus, you need to make 3 no trump. That's a book of 6 plus 3. That's 9 tricks. Or a book of 6 plus 4 spades or 4 hearts. And that we talked about is about 25, 26 points. If you're going to try to do it in a minor, you have to go 1 level higher. I played 2 hands today. I had to fill in. And I had 2 hands where I bid right in a row, which is so rare, rather than to play in 3 no trump, which I'd always rather play in 3 no trump. But I was just really short in one suit, and so was my partner. So there was no chance to take the first 9 tricks. So I had to try the old hard way. And the opponent next to me, they said, yeah, if you want to make bid 5 of a minor, you need a note from your mother. In other words, you shouldn't do it very often. And I said, well, my mother told me when I was learning how to play bridge, she says, well, Michael, if you're going to go to 5, you might just as well go to 6 and get a slam. I said, I don't know if I can make 5. What is she talking about? But anyway, we normally like to play in the major suits, or if we don't have an 8-card fit, 5 and 3 or 4 and 4 between us and our partner, then we normally are looking for 3 no trump when we have 25, 26 points. Now, to go from 4 hearts or 4 spades to a 5 level, that requires more points. It's no longer 25, 26. If you're going to not make 10 tricks, but you have to make 11, you should probably have an extra ace, shouldn't you? So rather than 25 or 26, it better be 29 or 30 points. And if you're going to try to make 12 tricks, it better be 33 tricks. So each time it goes up by 4 as you go up 1 level. Might be a little helpful when we get some of these. The points for game, as we talked about, 25 or 26 points to make one of these, and 29 points if you're going to try for that one. Okay, how about an auction? Now, we talked about the ranks of the suits, clubs, diamonds, hearts, and spades. So if the bidding started off 1 club, and the parentheses means this is an opponent to your left bidding, and they don't pass, little stinkers, they bid 1 heart. Our partner decides to bid, and they bid 1 spade. Could they bid 1 diamond? No, because it's a lower rank than heart. If they want to go diamonds, they have to go 2 diamonds. So you have to go up always from clubs, diamonds, hearts, spades. So 1 spade would be fine, but they couldn't go 1 diamond because that's insufficient. They have to go something higher than the heart suit, which means spades. Now, they could go 2 diamonds if they wanted to, but they could go 1 spade here, and then their partner supports them. So our lefty bids 1 heart, and our righty bids 2 hearts. And then our partner, they go back and we bid our club suit again. We rebid clubs. And that's kind of just a convention. We'll start to see these later, but just to show that it goes by rank order, clubs, diamonds, hearts, spades when we're bidding. Okay, 1 no trump. We said it takes 15 to 17 points to open it, and it better be a balanced hand. That means no singletons, no void, please. Don't do like my wife did when we were first starting out. We were playing in a duplicate in Sonoma. and she bid 1 no trump, and I went to 3 no trump, and she's playing, and the second card was played in a suit, and my partner, my wife, didn't have any more. And the opponent looked at her and says, "You can't do that." And she said, "What?" They said, "That's a no-no." We are not supposed to tell your opponents a no-no, but similarly, we're not really supposed to open 1 no trump with just a singleton. You should have at least 2 in a suit. But sometimes we forget these things and life goes on. But if we open 15 to 17 and it needs 25 or 26 points for a game, if you've got 0 to 7, you do that first part of the pig, you pass. If you have 8 or 9 points, if your partner has 17, they'll accept the game because saying, "I'm at the high end," and you have your 25 points for game. And if you happen to have 10 points or more, there's no reason to invite. You want that game bonus. Even if your partner's only 15 points, with your 10, that should be enough to get a game and get your nice big bonus.